I'm Indigo. Today we're going to look at stretches for your wrists. So go ahead and come onto your hands and your knees. This is your first position. Now find your left hand and take the fingers so they face back. So the top of your hand is on the mat. Now look down and notice that you can draw your fingers together, or you could spread them and press them into the mat. So what I want you to do here is spread your fingers and press them into the mat. And the next thing that you should notice is your elbow bent? Now if your elbow is bent, see if you can roll the eye of the elbow forward, taking the shoulder back. Once you've gotten this position, begin to move forward and back and keep pressing your fingernails into the mat. This helps to stabilize the force and actually make sure it's correctly placed. Forward and back. Forward and back. Ah, feels so good. All right, then we're going to switch sides. Take your right hand, fingers face back, and just notice that you can draw them up towards your wrist or press them into the mat. I want you to actively press your fingernails into the mat and find your elbow. Rotate it in and back until you get the eye of the elbow shining forward. Then begin to move forward and back, forward and back. And what you'll see with these wrist conditioning exercises is that your wrists will improve fairly quickly. This is something you can do daily, and it actually helps a lot with back pain too. Excellent. So now come back to your neutral position, and your palms are facing down on the mat, and then turn your fingers so they face back and bring the pinkies together so they touch. Then same thing, begin leaning forward and back, forward and back. And you decide how far back you want to go. Now extra credit if you can try to pick up your fingertips just a little bit. You'll see if this begins to activate some of the muscles in your forearm. But just try to pick up your fingertips a little bit. Wonderful. And then release that. So our next wrist stretch is a little bit technical. First, I want you to bring your hands together. Now, it's important that you don't let the palms separate like this, but you press them together. And we're going to take this part of the thumb, so here's this first knuckle, and place this into the mat. Turn your toes under so you're sitting on your feet, and place your hands on the mat with that knuckle there. Now, I'm going to turn so you can see from the front. First, I don't put my hands very far back. You want them right here in between your knees. And then when you've found that point, I bring my knees together and I squeeze the hands so the palms go flat. And now my knuckle is on the mat, and then I lean back. So you're continuously squeezing the palms and you lean back. And what you'll feel is that it'll begin to stretch this area of your thumb, which can get really tight from texting and typing on a computer. So just sit back. This is an amazing wrist stretch. It's probably my favorite because I personally get a lot of tension here, so good. And when you're done, release. Thank you so much for tuning in.